I tried to wait there for a minute. Hopefully it's not too awkward. Hopefully it's not too long of a pause there, because actually when I check back on my videos, if I don't wait, it'll cut off like the whole beginning of what I'm saying in the live. And so don't want to do that. And so hopefully I paused long enough for you to get the beginning without being too quick that it cuts it off. So we'll just have to see later on how that goes. So pretty much, guys, I'm doing a live because I've got video footage of us making some pears, of us canning some pears, but that's all I've got. And I hate not posting for you guys. Um, I hate not posting for you guys, and it's gonna take probably 2 to 3 days to edit the footage that I have, because it took 2 to 3 days to record the footage that I had. Hey Cole, how are you? Can you hear me good? Eric, can you hear me? Hi Eric, happy birthday. Got a birthday boy. Birthday boy on live. Happy birthday, Eric. Okay. Alright, good. But I hate like not getting videos out for you guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. If which Eric might have seen some of it on my Facebook, because we're friends on Facebook. But it's been a really rough past couple weeks. Unfortunately, we've had tragedies come up and multiple losses over the last few weeks. The last 2 weeks to be exact. And we had something very sad and tragic come up. An accident, I guess is the way to say it. Well, maybe not necessarily an accident, but it was just a tragic event that has just kind of hung over our family like a cloud over the last couple weeks. And because of that, I've not been in the right mental state or even had the energy to make videos for everybody. And it's not really something I'm willing to share, because it involves more than just me. But we just had a lot going on, and so because of that, I just haven't had much to share. I haven't been good company, if I'm going to be completely honest with you all. I just haven't been good company. I did, like I said, I've got a video that I'm going to edit. It's going to take a couple days to edit. Coming out. We made some pears. Probably, honestly, as rough as the last couple weeks have been, I probably wouldn't have even preserved the pears if they weren't ready to go, but I didn't want to throw them away. But that being said, we do have more pears that will be ready to preserve here soon. The lady that brought me the pears to preserve, she brought me 3 garbage bags full. I think it's 3 or 4 garbage bags full. I think it's 3 garbage bags full of pears. So I will be preserving them when they're ready. But like I said, guys, I hate to be like MIA. Like, I just hate to leave you all hanging, even though I'm not where maybe I need to be emotionally or mentally for everybody. But nothing, not much. What's up with you? Where I need to be for everybody. But I appreciate the support of everybody that subscribes to this channel and everybody that I've become good friends with. I've become friends with a lot of you that are on here, and I appreciate it so much. So that being said, I put a live out the other day of us doing the homeschool curriculum, and I got a lot of good feedback on that. So I want to put out some more content on homeschool curriculum, and so if you are interested in anything specifically, if you haven't seen that video, I encourage you to go check it out. If you have seen the video, if you are interested, if you have any questions about the curriculum specifically, or just how we homeschool, or I mean anything that has to do with homeschooling, how we came upon homeschooling, or anything like that, I would be happy to answer your questions on those things. I'm trying to think. I asked you all to put in names for the black otter rabbit that we had, and I needed to do a video on that. I haven't decided exactly how I want to do it, if I just want to do a poll or do a live or do a video. So if you have any ideas on that, if there's a specific way you all would like me to do that, if you want it to be live or if you just want me to do a poll, I would be interested in some feedback on that as well. Because I just haven't been able to, like I said, I just haven't, I haven't had the brain capacity to even think about how I was going to do that. And I knew I had those options. I'm sure I've got more options than that, but I would prefer, if you all just did the work for me for a little bit and just let me know how you all want me to do that. I know that people have asked and they're interested in what we have named her. Guys, I've been calling her the no-name rabbit because I haven't named her, because I've been waiting to get everything together. I do have, there is a specific name that is my favorite, but I told you all that I would let you help me name her, and so I want to make sure that I'm giving everybody ample opportunity to let me know what you would like to name her. If you haven't seen the video, you can go over to our community tab, and I've got a post over there, and you can, I've got a picture of her, and you can decide or put in a name that you have, that you would like to be put in the running of naming our little black otter rabbit. Hold on, guys, I'm dry. So how is everybody's weather? Is anybody on here had to deal with a hurricane or tropical storm or whatever that everybody's getting? Guys, I'm telling you, I would have been extremely excited if we would have gotten some of the rain off of that tropical storm, but we did not. It is so dry. My mouth is drying as I'm talking to you all here. We got 1 day's worth of rain, probably rained, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 hours, maybe not even that much. And it's been so dry here that the ground just soaked it up, and it doesn't even look like it's rained. That was 2 days ago. And since then, it has been so dry. I planted the fall garden. I watered the seeds in, and that's all I did. And because that's all I did, and we haven't had any rain, the plants are not really coming up that great. I'm not going to fool with it, though. They'll either come up or they won't. That's very unhomesteady of me. That's very farmer of me. That's very this is my food source of me, but I don't want to fool with it. And I told you all in the video when I planted the garden that I was just going to throw the seeds out there, and whatever come up is whatever come up. I do have lettuce, radish. I think about everything but the spinach is coming up. Actually, I've got both lettuces, both rows of lettuce are coming up. I've seen some beets. I've seen the radishes are the first thing to come up, and they've been doing really well. Seen a little bit of sprig of what I think is kohlrabi. So, I mean, everything I believe is coming up besides the spinach. It's coming up slowly but surely because of the lack of rain. Usually we're humid, guys. Usually we've had a real humid, like summer with no rain. This fall, going into the fall, what we're doing right now, and I don't know if your all's leaves are changing. I don't know if you could see it from here or not. Can you see where the trees are changing? We are heading into fall. We're getting some yellow leaves. Hello, how are you? We're getting some yellow leaves. Hold on. Eric, let's block them. Hide. Yeah. There we go. I just went ahead and blocked them. Do you have the capability? I don't think you have the capability of blocking them. You just have the capability of deleting the comment, don't you? So the leaves are changing. We're heading into fall, but it's been so dry. It's like, I don't know, like we're not used to dry heat. Dry heat is something that we're not used to. We have moist heat, if that makes sense. It's usually wet and really humid, but right now it is so dry. It's so dry that I'm sitting here talking to you all. The wind is blowing a little bit in the back. It's a little bit breezy, and I'm like, my mouth, I'm constantly have to lick my lips because it's so dry. That's what it's like outside. It's about 80 today. Sorry. It's about 80 today, but it's dry. Does it feel like fall there? Are you all still pretty warm? Are y'all still running warm temps? See, we're pretty much staying warm. We've had like a day or two where it's got down to 70, but it's, for the most part, it's been pretty warm. Now, our evenings, though, we had a couple nights where we get down to like 50, 47, 80, so you're probably about like we are. But it's been the 70s past few days. I wish it would have been the 70s past few days here. We've only had like maybe 1 or 2 days where it's been in the 70s. I'd like to start hunting. I'd like to start, it's deer season here, squirrel season. We've been coon hunting, but we don't eat coons. So, pretty much just getting the dogs ready for hunts, for show, but, not really, we don't eat coons. So, but I'd like to be able to get, like to be able to do some hunting. I'd like to be able to get us some squirrels, but it's been so hot, and we don't hunt when it's hot. The animals are not. Andy's walking behind me going like this.
It's hot. I'm heading to the air conditioning.
He said it's too hot. He's heading to the air conditioning. Yeah, he just got his chores done, and so he's heading up there to lay on the couch probably. And an L8, he said. It's too hot, and so we don't squirrel hunt, or pretty much we don't hunt anything when it's. We know people that are deer hunting right now, but I mean the flies are going to get to it before you can, and I don't know. I don't want to fool with all that, and I have to fight the flies while you're hunting, and so we're gonna wait until it cools down. I like it when you get up in the morning. There's a little frost on the ground before I start hunting, and so we're waiting for the frost to come, and then we can start hunting. I was talking about maybe the last couple lives how we don't hunt squirrel when it's warm outside because of weevils and parasites, and somebody asked me if the squirrels themselves have parasites, and to be honest with you, I'm not quite sure. I think that it's what they eat that has the worms in it. It's what they eat that has the parasites in it. So we just always called them weevils. Those weevils get down in what they're eating, like the acorns and the walnuts and things like that. And so when they get down in the acorns and the walnuts, they're eating, the weevils are getting in there, and then the squirrel is eating, the nut that has the weevil in it. And so I think they get down in their belly is really what it is. But once you start getting into the frostier mornings, the weevils, I guess, go into hibernation. I'm not quite sure. I don't really know all of the science on that. I just know that once it starts getting cold, the weevils pretty much dissipate, and they pretty much dissipate. And I also don't like squirrel hunting when the leaves are on the trees, just because they're hard to find. You can see one, it'll go up in the tree, and then you're blind. And we don't use something like a buckshot or something like that. We use a pellet rifle. And so when if you're using a pellet rifle, you got to be pretty accurate. You can't just like shoot at whatever. You got to be pretty accurate. And we try to get in the head region of the animal. That way that we don't have to fish out. We don't have to fish out the pellet in the body. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said I don't like squirrel because every time I've had it, whoever shot it has buckshot in it. And I was thinking, why in the world are they using a buckshot? Why are they shooting a little old tiny thing, like a little old tiny squirrel with a buckshot? It ruins the meat. Especially, you're going to have to dig through all the meat and tear your meat up to, try to get the buckshot out. So we use pellet rifle. We aim for the head. And that way we can. I visited my grandmother, my grandpa, earlier, the end of last week, and she passed away, and that's one of the things that's been going on. And she passed away the day before yesterday, and she's been on hospice. And she was laying in the bed, and we were talking about squirrel hunting. And she said her daddy loved the brain of the squirrel, and he was a real good shot. And so he would, I don't know what he used. I doubt he used a pellet rifle, but he would shoot him, and he would shoot. He was so good at aiming that he would shoot him where it wouldn't affect the brain. Because the brain was his favorite part. And so he got good enough that he would, be able to get him without messing up his favorite part, which was the brain. I've never had brain of squirrel, mostly because I don't know, that just doesn't sound great to me. I asked her if he ever ate the heart, and she said that she couldn't remember if he did or not. She couldn't remember if he did. But I was curious because I know a lot of people eat like the heart of deer and, a lot of things. They eat the heart of a lot of things, and I don't believe I've ever eaten the heart of anything. But anyways, I asked her if he had ever ate the heart, and she said she wasn't quite sure. The heart would be a muscle. I'm guessing it would be tough, especially in a squirrel, because they're very small. But maybe I'll try it this year. We're only down to one squirrel in the freezer. We didn't do much hunting last year of squirrel because we just had a lot going on. And so this year we plan to maybe fill the freezer up a little bit more with squirrel than we did last year. We do have one squirrel left, but one squirrel only feeds like 2 people. So we need more than that, and we like coming back for seconds and maybe thirds. So we like to have a good bit of squirrel for supper. But we did try to cook it on the fire last year. That was something that we hadn't. I think I even did like a short, maybe a video. No, I did a video of it, of us cooking the squirrel on the fire. Oh, you'd probably like it, Eric. It's It doesn't have a gamey taste, in my opinion. It's not gamey. It's chickeny. Essentially, it's just chickeny. Um, they're not hard to process either. It's pretty much you do your cuts. You the top, and I don't know how much I can say of that on YouTube on a live. You do the top, and then we just flip them inside out. Ground giggers. We always called them. I think I've said it before. I've told people on here before. We always called them chicken of the tree, and that's what we called them when Lakey was little. That's what a lot of people call them, chicken of the tree, because I guess they taste like chicken. Comparing them to chicken. So it's not bad at all. They're easy to process. The only way I've ever had them, though, is on the grill and fried, because that's just how Andy likes them. He likes them fried. I would like to try them maybe like, I'd like to try them in the crock pot. There's a friend of ours, they have a mountain feist squirrel dog, and so they hunt a lot of squirrel. They're out in the woods a lot during squirrel season with their dog, and so they get a lot of squirrel because they got a squirrel dog. And she cooks them in the crock pot. She puts them in the crock pot, cooks them all day. She said you got to be careful, getting the bones out and stuff because they're little. But she cooks them, puts them in there, and she uses the meat for pot pies and dumplings and things like that. And so I'd really like to make a pot pie. I'd like to make a squirrel pot pie out of them. I'd say they'd be really good as dumplings. That's something else that I would probably like to try. So we'll just see how lucky we are this year to get enough squirrel. But my favorite way to have them is fried like you would chicken, with some biscuits and gravy and fried taters. That's probably one of my top favorite meals. Yeah, that's probably my favorite way to have them. But you can pretty much use squirrel. Squirrel and rabbit are very similar processes to processing them. They are very easy to I think I took the video down, if I'm not mistaken. We used to have a video up, but I was worried I was going to get flagged of us processing a squirrel. If you are interested in that, Eric, I can send that to you. I can send the video to you. But they're really easy to process. But like I was saying, they're easy to process, and you can use them pretty much like you use chicken. You just want to add a little more fat, because obviously they don't have very much fat on them. So you want to add just a little bit more fat to them, such as butter or something like that, when you cook them. The meat can dry up very quickly. But yeah, I'm excited about hunting season this year. I'm excited to get out. So I'm ready for the cool down. I'm waiting for it. Hello. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it to cool down. That way we can go ahead and we don't plan on going for any trophies this year. Not big on trophy hunting anyways. Not that I'm against people that trophy hunt. I'd rather see meat in my freezer than a head on the wall. So so I'm not my goal is not to trophy hunt, mostly just to put meat in the freezer. So probably this year we've been keeping an eye out for some the deer population close, but we did get permission to hunt on a few new properties this year, and so we might check those properties out as well. I'm probably just between all of us, I'm just looking to get maybe a couple does, or a spike or something. I'm not looking for anything big. I want some good tender meat. Not looking for, not like I said, not looking for no trophy or anything. Just wanting to put some meat in the freezer. That's neat. I've heard salam before. I probably didn't say that right, but I have not I have not I didn't know what it means. So that's very interesting. I'm not Muslim. I actually don't know. I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody that is Muslim. Personally, I should say. It's not common in our. It's the Muslim religion is not very common in our area, so I didn't know that. That's interesting. I appreciate it though. I appreciate. I love learning. I love learning about different cultures, and so thank you for enlightening me, educating me on something I didn't know anything about. But what were we even talking? We were talking about deer, but we've been keeping a close eye. Well, we had just talked to a neighbor, and they've been out. They've been hunting because it's deer season. Yep. Now I know because it's deer season, and it's deer season here. But like I was talking about, it's just too hot. They're sitting out in these. They sitting out in these woods, and it 80 and 90 degrees outside in this dry heat. And you gotta wait a time. Kinsey, my name is Kinsey. You've got to wait a period of time for, for your deer or whatever. That way you ain't chasing it deeper in the woods. And I don't know. To me, the meat will just spoil. And so that's why we wait till it's cold. People get overly excited, and I understand their excitement. I appreciate it. Thank you. Nice to meet you as well. I understand their excitement of being able to hunt, and I can appreciate it. But I'd sooner rather do it when it's cooler. Summer is my favorite time of the year. Well, it's my second favorite time of the year only because of garden season. Once garden season is done, once the summer garden is done, I'm pretty much done with summer. And to be honest with you, summer just seems to have dragged on this year. Usually by now we're done in fall. What are we going on, like the second or third week of September? And so we're in fall now. We might have maybe 1 or 2 days that it's like 70 degrees, but usually we're pretty cool. We're usually, what I call sweater weather, which is my favorite time of the year. And so it's really holding on to us this year. The summer's really holding on to us, and I'm done with it. I would soon rather, I see a squirrel over there in the woods. It's going down a tree, shimmying right now. I'd soon rather be out there in the woods over here than sitting here in the garage door from the heat and the sun that's out there. So, I don't know. I'm ready for fall. Is anybody else watching ready for fall? Are y'all ready for autumn? Because I am ready for autumn. I'm ready for cool weather. I'm ready for sitting out in the woods. I'm ready for hunting season. I'm ready. Are you kinda? I'm just ready for it. I told my mom the other day, and I hate to be a complainer because it seems like the last couple times I've got on this, you're dreading winter. I don't know if I'm dreading winter or not. I have, I was getting ready to say, I'm usually like a complainer. in the wintertime. I'm usually like a whiner in the wintertime, but last year I wasn't. And typically it's because I have seasonal depression. And so in the wintertime, it's usually pretty hard on me. But it's been such a bad year, just in general, in general, it has been such a bad year. It seems like about every month we've had just something tragic happen or something bad that has happened within our family that I'm almost looking forward to winter. I'm almost looking forward to just like some better times. I feel like if winter came, maybe things would change. Maybe things would get better. But we just from the beginning, I told my mom the other day, I talked to her and I told her, I said, Mom, I could have went without 2024. No, we're in North America. I'm in the Appalachian region of America. I just planted my fall spinach and other crops. It will grow better if the weather would cool off. Yeah, if you haven't been here since the beginning, if you watched I think you did watch my garden video. It's been so dry here. Like literally so dry here, and where we haven't got any rain, that my fall garden is like very slowly coming up. My spinach hasn't come up at all. The dogs are barking. I don't know what they're barking at. I don't know if they're fighting or what are they doing? Tilly! Oh, yeah. They were playing. I thought something was wrong. Yeah. Yeah, everything's suffering here. The grass has been crunching underneath of our feet for months. It's brown. Hold on. Let me see. Right up close, it's green here, but I'm going to flip the camera around and kind of let you all get a... Can you see the grass? Look at it, guys. It's brown. It's so dry here. The trees are changing. You can't see it because I'm in the shade, but if I get out in the sunlight, it's probably not. You can't see it because they look green, but well, you can see a little bit of the yellow up there. But look how brown. It's so dry. The grass is so crunchy. The trees are changing. See, it's sunny, but can you all see? It's awful. There it is. There's our grass. Brown. You can see the leaves are falling. The trees are just, I don't know. Tilly, she's in there with her chickens. And Katie, you hear? Yeah, there's the garden. I haven't done a video since we got everything tilled up, but there's a garden. But there it is. I can come back out here. Back in the sitting spot. That's what it looks like. Okay, let's see what everybody said. Dry here too, even the trees are suffering. Yeah, looks like ours. That's unfortunate. I hate that because it has been rough. A bit late popping in. We'll rewatch. Thank you, I appreciate it. Later tomorrow, our nice cooler weather vanished. Oh, you got nice cooler weather? Back up to 100 today. Just fry my seedlings. Yeah. Yep. We are I think it's about 90 right now. We've been about 90. Now our evenings have been a little bit cooler. When we get up in the morning, it feels like fall in the morning, but it's so hot during the day. And we've got such a dry heat. Yes, we're a farming channel. We have chickens, rabbits, chicken. That's all we got right now. Chickens and rabbits. We've raised goats, horses, cows, ducks, But we no longer have ducks. We no longer have horses. We no longer have cows. But we try to be as sustainable. Our channel is about sustainable farming, or sustaining ourselves while farming, I guess is the way to say it. We forage and hunt and raise our own food. A lot of our own food, not everything, but we do our best. Is it hot in our country? Probably not hot compared to some other places. Embracing the chaos she is in Portugal, and so it's hotter in Portugal, I can guarantee it, than it is here. But it's about 90 degrees Fahrenheit here where we're at today. In the country itself, certain places like Texas or California or Florida, Arizona, places like that, they get up very high in the 100 degrees Fahrenheit. But we are kind of in the not the middle of North America, but we are in a mountainous region of North America, and so we stay a little bit cooler than other places. But our summers can reach to about 105 degrees Fahrenheit. But that is our maximum, about 105 degrees Fahrenheit. We're usually around 80 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer. Yeah. I feel like the drought has hit everywhere and everybody really hard. We are, I think we're in zone 6A. I might be wrong. We might be in zone 6B, but we're in zone 6. Yeah, our weather is very similar, I believe. No, there's no rain for us, and it hasn't been in the forecast. Now, beneath us in Florida and stuff, we have, in the lower part, I think, like Mississippi and Florida and down through there, they were going to get a hurricane. I think it turned into a tropical storm, and we got just a day's worth, not even a day's worth of rain off of that. It was about maybe 4 or 5 hours. I don't even think it was that long of rain. And you can't even tell that it rained. That was 2 days ago. You couldn't even tell that it rained after it quit. The ground is so dry and has been so dry that it just soaked up all the moisture. We haven't had rain in so long. It's been so long. And the rain that we did have, I'm surprised we haven't had any fires, to be honest with you. I'm surprised that we haven't had any natural fires come up. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe I'm jinxing us. But to be honest with you, it has been so unbelievably dry. I don't see how we haven't had any fires. Our creeks are drying up big time. Our lakes are low, and we're not getting rain. We're not getting rain at all. Especially our area. There's been certain areas of our state that has gotten a little more rain than we have, but where we're at specifically, we haven't got any rain. Even towns around us, for whatever reason, some of my family members live within our state, but they live about 2 hours away from us. And their garden did a little bit better than ours because they got a little bit more rain than they did, and they're just 2 hours away from us. But here in our area, even a couple counties over would get rain, and we wouldn't get any rain. It's like we were cursed or something. I think the only reason why our grass even has a little bit of color to it and our trees have done so well is because we are in a swamp like area, and because this area has a very large amount of underground springs. We have natural springs in our area. Even within our yard, we have a lot of natural springs where the ground stays wet all year long. And with this drought, the top layer of ground has not been wet like it usually is. We're usually very muddy. But really, honestly, guys, it is so dusty. It's so dusty out here and so dry. You walk outside, like right now, I've been drinking this whole time I've been talking to you all. It's like you dry out as soon as you walk outside. And the wind blows, but it's like just stirring up dust, and it's dusty. It's really dusty here, really dry here. And like I said, I really think that the only reason why some of our grass is green, and why the ground is just not completely dried completely up is because we have underground springs here. And like I said, we have a natural spring, a well, and things like that has prevented the ground from drying completely up. But the ground is is struggling. The plants are struggling. The soil is struggling. Me and my mother-in-law and I were talking when we got here, and she was out here watering the plants. She said I've spent the entire summer watering my flowers. She said because I can't go one day without watering them. They just dry up and die. If she did. So that's how it's been. That's how it's been for months. It's been so dry that actually our new puppy Tilly, since she has been alive, it's only rained twice. It's only rained twice since she's been alive, and she's 5 months old, 4 months old. She's 4 months old, and it's rained twice since she's been alive. So, if that gives you any indication of how dry it has been here, that's how dry it's been. We had rain the other day, and she didn't even know how to react because she's never been in rain before. We've had 2 shower days of rain since early June. Yeah, that's normal though for here. Lots of fires though, especially in the northwest of this little country. Everyone gets the smoke. Yeah, thank God we have not had fires, but I've got a feeling if we don't get rain soon, we're going to be heading into that. I will post a short to show how dry it is here right now. It's dreadful. Praying for some rain before the month is out. If we get none, we won't see any till November, most likely. That stinks. I love farming. I love being out in nature. And really that's why I do this more than anything. I know a lot of people get into homesteading, they get into farmsteading, they get into farming, they get into raising their own food because of the health reasons. And I wish I could say that I was doing it for my health, but I'm not really. If I'm being completely honest with you, I do it because I love it. I love raising my own food. I love being out in nature. I love being connected with the things in nature. And that's really why I do it. If I was doing it just for my health, I would probably be a lot skinnier, and I probably wouldn't be sitting here drinking an Ale-8. I probably wouldn't be sitting here drinking a soda pop if I was doing it for my health. And so, I wish I could say that I was doing it, completely for my health, because there is bad things there's bad things in this, this is unhealthy. We shouldn't be taking in as much sugar as we do and things like that. But I do it a lot. I do a lot of it because I just like being out in nature. I do it because I like, we do not raise rice. We actually, I don't think rice would do very well in our climate. Potatoes we do. We raise a small bunch of potatoes for just our family. But no, rice is something that we do not raise. It can be cheaply bought, cheaply purchased, and that's why we do not raise it. Also, because I don't think the United States in general is a good place for rice. I know for sure in our state specifically, it's not. Our climate would not do well with rice, and I think that rice needs more of a wetter, swampier area. It's very unhealthy to drink pop. It's very unhealthy. It's not good for you. Um, and it's a choice. You know, we all make choices. I try not to drink a lot of it, but I do drink it every once in a while. And you know, it's a choice that I make. And life is full of choices. And so, like I said, guys, I wish I could say that I'm just doing it because because I know a lot of people just get into it for health reasons. They just want to raise their own food because they want to eat healthier. They just want to raise their own food because of chemicals in our food and processed food and things like that. And I get it, and I agree with it. If that's your only motive, that's fantastic. That's wonderful that you can do it for that reason. But I think I didn't really start it for that. You can make plenty of worse choices, yeah. And that's I could be making some really bad more worse decisions and drinking a soda pop every once in a while. And I'm not going to lie to you all. Like, a lot of people you see, especially in the homesteading community, and like these women, like the crunchy, they call them crunchy or whatever, and they are very particular even about what they wear. Oh, it's probably worse than that in this. Well, let's see. I'll read it to you. This is 30 grams of sugar. It says 60%. This is 60%. 0 grams of protein. 30 grams of carbohydrates at 11%. Sodium, 1%, 30 grams. It's 120 calories of one bottle. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it just is what it is. I know it's bad for you. Yeah. Yeah, I know it's horrible for you. But it could be, like she said, it could be worse. It could be worse. And I'm not trying to sugarcoat it either. That's what I was getting into. A lot of times you see these homesteaders and they want to hide stuff like that. Yeah, he said we're all gonna die sometime. It's okay to splurge every once in a while. Yeah, and I'm not going to put anybody under the impression that I never eat. Well, we went and visited family the other day. My grandmother was on hospice. She's since passed away, like I said. We went up there. I went with family members. We stopped at a fast food restaurant, and we had fast food. I'm not going to tell you I never have fast food. I'm not going to tell you I never drink a pop. I'm not going to tell you that there's sometimes that we don't have processed food. We try to eat most of what we raise. We produce meat. We produce vegetables. We preserve. We put up. We dehydrate. We do all the things. But that doesn't mean that I am not going to, like you said, splurge every once in a while. That doesn't mean that sometimes I'm not going to go to the McDonald's and get me a sweet tea. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to, drink things like this, because I'm not going to lie to you all and say that I don't. And here's the thing, is I'm not going to feel guilty for it either. I'm not going to feel guilty for it. I'm not. And I'm not going to make you all feel guilty for it either, because food shaming is a real thing, and people want to talk about people. They want to talk bad about people. They want to put people down because of the things that they eat and the things that they do to their own bodies. And really, it doesn't matter. It's not affecting you in any way by what I eat or what I drink. It's not affecting me anyway by what you eat and what you drink. And so if you want to stop at McDonald's every single day and get you a whatever at McDonald's, then by all means, go ahead and do that. I ain't judging you for it. Just as long as you're making an educated decision. Just as long as you know that it's full of chemicals. If you know it's full of chemicals and you still do it, then that's your decision. These things right here, I seen the other day where somebody commented on a video of somebody else's post and said, somebody else's post and said they had a pop in their video and they said those things cause cancer. They might. They probably do. But, they probably know that. I don't think anybody drinks a soda pop and thinks, wow, this is so healthy for me. I don't think there's anybody in the entire world that is drinking pop and saying, yeah, this is good for me. I don't think anybody's doing that. We don't drink it because it's good, good for us. We drink it because it tastes good, because it's sugar, and because our bodies can become addicted to sugar. They can crave sugar. Sugar is what's bad for you. It's the sugar that's bad for you. Nobody's drinking it and thinking, wow, that's wonderful for me. I'm having my 12th mug of black tea with milk and having a bedtime cigarette. Yeah, everything in balance. I eat healthy, exercise, and don't beat myself up over a few bad choices. Yeah. Yeah. She's not gonna let me throw myself under the bus by myself. She's gonna say that she's making some bad choices too. No, I have not heard about that. No. But life is full of choices. I tell my daughter this all the time. Life is full of choices. And every choice, whether good or bad, has a consequence. And if we're going to make a decision, then we need to just be ready to suffer the consequence of it. And so, I guess since I'm drinking a soda pop, then I'm okay with suffering the consequences of it. This little bit of joy of sugar rush that it gives me, I guess I'll have to be okay with. I smoke pipe tobacco once in a while because it mellows me out and I can relax on the porch. LOL. I know people that smoke cigars, and I don't really. Cigarettes, we all know are not really fantastic for you. Cigars, I don't think are, and pipe tobacco, honestly, I don't even really see those as bad things, as far as health-wise. Are they a fantastic healthy choice? Probably not. But are they going to affect you like a cigarette? No, probably not. They're also it's not going to be addictive, and that's the thing. That's one thing. That's the biggest issue is when things become addictive. You like cigars too, yeah. I'm with you, Eric. A bit of tobacco is good for you, for the soul, and stops me. People some days. That's interesting. Typically in our area, we're going to eat, to help more with the digestive system, we're going to eat things like kraut, sauerkraut, things like that to help more with our digestive system. Why can I not think of what it's called? I can't even think of what it's called. Yeah. I think the issue is just when things become addictive and they become a habit. I think that's when we should maybe become concerned. I'm a big advocate for fermented foods. Thank you. Thank you. I couldn't think of it. Fermented foods. fermenting foods is, like sourdoughs and things like that are going to be help with your help you to be able to digest food a little bit better, and things like sauerkraut and fermented things really help with the digestive system. But what I was speaking on is like being addicted to something, and like such as cigarettes. People can become addicted to anything. You can become addicted to anything. You can become addicted to these. You can become addicted to, I don't know, a candy bar. You can become addicted to cigarettes. You can become addicted to coffee. You can become addicted to alcohol. There's so many things that you can become addicted to. And I feel like that is when it becomes the issue. That's when things can be harmful to your body. And I think that if we can do things such as this in a healthy way, such as, it just being a once in a while thing, it just being something that happens ever so often. This isn't fantastic for your health. I mean, it's not going to be great for you. Not good for your kidneys. It's not good for, it's got a lot of sugar content in it, a lot of calories in it. So it's not fantastic for you, but just don't make a habit out of it. Don't make it something that you need every single day. Don't make it something that you have to have. And I think that people just become addicted to things, especially if they have an addictive personality. There's multiple people that I have within my life that have very addictive personalities, and when they start something and they like it, they want to do it all the time. It becomes something that they have to, continue to do. Addicted to tractors. That it becomes something they have to do, and I feel like once it becomes an addiction, then it becomes unhealthy. And people can be addicted to many things. And so I personally don't have a addictive personality, and so I don't know if I can really speak on it much. But when something becomes a habit, I automatically within my mind, I want to break it. Like, I want to break that habit. That way it doesn't become addictive. And I consciously in my mind know my limits, and know when I can. I'm one of those people. I'm one of those say no people. Like when they told us when we were kids, like, say no to drugs and alcohol. I'm one of those people. And so I've talked about on multiple videos, even before, that I've never smoked a cigarette. I've never smoked a cigarette in my entire life. I've never smoked a cigarette, which is funny because I've been around people that have smoked almost their entire life. My husband, Andy, he smoked, I don't know, he started smoking as a very young adolescent and didn't quit smoking until he was like 30 years old. And so he was addicted to cigarettes, but also, it's a culture for us, for people to smoke cigarettes. Majority of the people that you meet or you're around smoke cigarettes, and now that those vape things have become popular, they're smoking vapes instead of cigarettes, but they're still smoking. And so I was always one of those people that was just, when something became cool, or like when all my friends were smoking cigarettes or trying cigarettes, I was like, no, sorry, can't do it. Because I just didn't want things to become a habit. And still to this day, I'm the type of person that I don't let things become a habit. I don't know why I'm like that. It's not that I'm a mentally stable person. Trust me, I'm not very mentally stable. If anybody, if you've ever met me personally, some of you, none of you on here, I believe, have ever met me personally, but I'm not a very mentally stable person. I'm not. I struggle just like anybody else. And so, but that's just one thing that I feel like if something becomes a habit, we just need to make sure that we're like nipping that in the bud. Like that we're just saying, nope, it's becoming a habit. I need to quit. And so as a therapist, I say pretty much everyone has some addiction or another, something that is not healthy. It's human nature. I agree. And I think that if we can just kind of be mindful of that, if we can just kind of say, this is becoming a habit, this is something that I feel like I need, and we can nip that in the bud quickly, then that can save us from a lot of problems in the end game. But I think you're right. I think it is human nature to be drawn to certain things, and we just need to draw healthy boundaries in our lives to kind of keep us on the right path. But like I said, I don't have an addictive personality, and I can't really think of anything that I've become addicted to. So I can't really speak on, I know that there's a lot of people that struggle with different types of addictions, and I don't want to make it sound like it's just easy. But in my personal life, I find for me personally that I'm very aware of my limits. And in most things, I should say, I'm very aware of my limits. And so I just try to keep myself, making healthy decisions for my mental health and physical health. So there's that. Well, guys, we've been on here for an hour, and I just wanted to get on here and chit chat and see how everybody's doing. We've discussed a lot of different things per usual, but I appreciate everybody that's been on here. I appreciate everybody watching. No, me and my husband have a farm. My husband farms with me. He is my partner. Thank you, Eric. Thank you for hanging out. I'm glad Embracing Chaos was able to hang out with us today. She tries to get on here. She's on a completely different time zone, bless her heart. Nice to see you as well. I hope all is well your way. But thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out. Hopefully we can see you on the next one. Guys, like I said, if you want to, if you're wanting anything specifically, please let me know. Comment on a video. I don't know. Just let me know if y'all are wanting to see anything specifically. Especially when it comes to homeschooling. I really want to put more stuff out for that. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. It's just past 10 p.m. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one. See you later, alligators.